Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason from Straight Edge Knives. Hey, I got a little bit of a different video for you guys today. Something I wanted to kind of maybe, I don't know, talk about. And again, this is all just strictly my opinion. I'm in no way an expert on any type of self-defense methods or fighting methods or anything like that. I've had some training here and there with different little things. But I would never call myself an expert or try to teach anybody anything. And that's what I'm not trying to do here. This is strictly kind of a conversation between us. And I would like to see, in the comments below, what you guys think about this. So typically, a lot of people, carry knives. Most people carry folders, right? So this is a top MSF 4.0 MSFG, clip point style folder. Very nice folder. Here's I think this is Civivi Cogent, I can't remember which one this. I think it's a Cogent. It's a flipper with a button lock. Here we have a Civivi Bull Mastiff, big old cleaver style blade. And then we have on the flip side of that what we call our EDC fixed blades. So you get into something like that, you might be looking at like the Tops VTAC Patriot, or you have, let's go this, the Kermit by Houghton Air Outdoors, or even something like this from Sincut, So the question I guess I'm posing to you guys today is, what do you prefer? A folder or maybe more of an EDC fixed blade? My personal opinion on the matter is I prefer the fixed blade option over the folders. And my reasoning behind this is folders are great for if you pull it out, you're not in a rush to do anything, you can cut up your stuff, whatever it is you have to do. It's when shit hits the fan that people start running into problems. Now think about this for a moment. When you're driving, let's say you're getting home, you guys went out to Taco Bell and it hits you sideways. You're pulling in the driveway, you got to go to the bathroom. Think about how hard it is for you to get your keys out, get in that lock, unlock the door. You're in a panic because you're about to crap your pants, right? How many times have you seen that or experienced it yourself? You're like, oh, you're fumbling and it's just a mess, right? Like, or something, let's say the toaster starts smoking. All of a sudden, the simple act of just unplugging it almost becomes a monumental task, right? The thing is when you're in a situation where your adrenaline's pumping, things, something's went bad, right? Your fine motor skills go out the window. They just do. Unless you're like super trained up, like people that work in high stress environments all the time, like our military, thank you for your service, everybody out there that does military service. Our nurses, our police officers, our corrections officers, firefighters, first responders. And even this happens to them sometimes as well. Like if you're not trained to deal with high stress environments, like high stress situations continuously, you're going to fumble and you're going to have, you're going to be fumbling around. Now, in a bad situation, let's say you pull up on a car accident and it just happened and, man, that car looks like it's about to burst in flames. There's some kids in the back seat. You're trying to get over there to get those kids out and help them save a life, right? Or something to that effect. Just scenarios here, okay? Now, you got a folder. You got to bust out the window, possibly, right? The folder, can you bust out a window with a folder? Yeah, you can. It might take a little bit extra oomph if you got it. But the thing is now you bust that window out, or hopefully it's down, but you got to get the seatbelt out, right? So you're fumbling. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. You're trying to open this. You're trying to find this little flipper tab on the back, right? Are you going to be able to find that quickly, get it open, make sure that it's locked open, or are you going to hit it, think that it's open, and it's like this, and now it's closed on your finger. Now you got a cut open finger. You're going to have way harder time trying to help these people out that are in, and that need your help. And it's just not, I don't feel like the folder is the right choice for those type of situations. You're just not going to be able to have the dexterity. Think about this. How many times have you panicked and couldn't get your seatbelt off because you're like, for whatever reason, again, like you're about to crap your pants, you're pulling into the driveway, you're fumbling. We take our seatbelts on and off every day we drive, right? Well, hopefully, if you're being safe. Think about those times when you've been in a little bit of a panic and how hard it was for you to get your seatbelt off. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, are you going to be able in that panic situation or whatever that, hopefully it's nothing horrifically bad, but are you going to be able to hit that little flipper tab? Are you going to be able to, after you're done with the tool, manipulate the locking mechanism to close it to put it away safely? The chances are you're probably not going to be able to. And that's why I prefer the fixed blade knives, because when you deploy this, you pull it out of its sheath, it's ready to go. There's nothing you have to think about. You don't have to think about a flipper tab. You don't have to think about a locking mechanism. Did I open it all the way? Is it locked? Is this going to close on my hand? No, this is not going to close on your hand. It's just unless you slip and you do something silly, and which happens. Don't get me wrong. I got some scars on my arms, but the fixed blade for gross motor skills is in my opinion, I'm not an expert, is a far better choice for those situations. I carry a folder pretty much every day, but I also carry actually 1 to 2 fixed blades with me every day too. I almost always have 2 to 3 knives on me. And actually, now that I've started carrying a fanny pack, I've actually been carrying like 2 to 3 fixed blades and leaving my folders at home. I just feel like they're a better option. Now, there's plenty of choices out there, for EDC fixed blades. Like I said, these are just a few. You have like this little sin cut here. The Wakahashi, almost couldn't think of the name of this one. I mean, it's a nice little, get a little full grip on here. It's got a nice blade. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with this. It's great for everyday tasks. It's going to be good for protection tasks. It's going to be good for cutting seat belts. It's full tank construction, so there's metal exposed here. So if you have to pop that window, you're going to be able to do that. Another bad scenario, like there's something happens where there's some sort of an accident and they got to deflate the tire or something like that, right? To help flip the car over. Like I don't know, I've seen that in movies. I guess I don't know if that's a real situation, but you got to stab a big heavy duty tire. I mean, are you going to trust the little button lock on a folder, or are you going to trust the fixed blade knife to penetrate? This might close on your hand. This won't. So think of it that way. I'm not saying that folders are bad. They're great. They have a lot of great uses. I just think for emergency situations, they're not necessarily the right choice. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. And there's lots of, like I said, choices that you can go. Like, if you don't want something that's as pointy looking or whatever, like I said, you can go with this, sin cut here. There's also some slightly larger, what I would call EDC blades. If you want something that's a little bit bigger handle. I mean, another couple of options here is like the Outer Limitless Accomplice from TKL Knives. It's not it's not an intimidating blade. You got a nice, like, kind of like 4-inch style blade with a nice full grip. I mean, if you want something where hey, I feel a little bit more comfortable with a full grip, this is a good option for that. Or you can even go to the Vikings Tactics Patriot Big Grip. It's the same as the regular Patriot, but just a little bigger. You're getting a little bit bigger blade, a little bit bigger handle. So if you're one of those people that has a big hands, you're like 3-finger grips aren't very comfortable for you, there are some really good EDC options out there for you as well. These aren't super heavy knives. They're easy to carry. I could easily attach one of these discrete concept clips right here onto this sheath and pocket carry this Outer Limitless Compass, or I could pocket carry this big grip. That would easily fit in my pocket. This right here is the Tops Knives El Pionero. Awesome, very light, very capable EDC blade. I just dropped this right down in my front pocket. I clip it on. It's pretty discreet. You can't really see it too much. And if I just kind of rest my hand on my pocket and bam, it's out. I'm ready to go. Where getting my folder out, I'm like, got my folder. I got to grab it. Then I got to flip it open. Hopefully in that, situation that I'm not panicking. I'm not trying to find the flipper or I missed the flipper. I'm oh, I got it. But that didn't sound like a good solid lockup. It locked, but you want to trust that. You know what I mean? This was out, ready to go quickly in an instant. I mean, I know I was over exaggerating I don't know, you guys don't want to see my belly, right? I was over exaggerating the panicky mode of it, but it's true. Think about all those times you fumbled with your keys, fumbled with your seatbelt, fumbled with whatever because of whatever the situation was going on around you. So, boom, look at it. TCal Raider out, ready to go. That just came out of my left pocket, and then obviously I can just slide it right back in and it clicks back into its sheath and you're ready to go. You can easily take this out of your pocket. It's easy to take these in and out of your pocket, put them on your dresser, put them back in, ready to go. So, and if you don't want to carry inside your pocket, maybe you got a lot of stuff, wallets or anything like that. I mean, there's lots of really nice like leather options. So like this is a leather sheath from Bernie B. Velarde Big B Leatherworks. I carry my Patriot in there. Slides right in there. Very classy looking, very unassuming. Clips right on the outside of your belt. No problem, you know what I mean? You go with like this Kermit from Houghton Air Outdoors. Just a really cool little leather sheath. It's very unassuming. Like nobody's going to freak out about it. But then you do have your Kydex options like with the big grip. I mean, there you go. I mean, just a nice Kydex sheath. Nothing crazy. It's got a belt loop here that I put on there. This, I think, originally had beta loops for Scouts carry. And that's the nice thing about these sheaths, guys, is there's so many different options of carrying. You can put beta loops on there. You can put these discrete carry concept or ulti clips on there. You can put like the Sencut Wakahashi comes with a tech lock. I mean, this is very easy to take on and off your belt, And it's just a nice unassuming. You can actually rotate this around so you can scout carry it if you like. So sound off in the comments and let me know what you think about this topic. I think it's an interesting one. I know there's a lot of people with a lot of varying degrees of experience, like Tomas Alas over at Tactical Tavern. That dude can whip out a karambit folder and do some crazy ass ninja shit. And I would not, want to mess with him by any means with a folder. Excuse me. A great guy, man. Or like Doug Markita or any, people with a lot of training. I'm not saying that folders can't be super useful. You have a lot of training, like, yes, they can be. But let's be realistic. Most of us don't train. I'm guilty of it. I don't train probably nearly as much as I should for a lot of things. We all get busy with life, our kids, our, jobs, just everything that goes on with life. And some of us don't train, and we should, but it's hard to find time, or maybe it's hard to find the money. We all have excuses for not doing it. We shouldn't. I'm telling on myself, I need to train more too. And I'm not saying that a fixed blade knife is going to solve all your problems either. Like you should train with a fixed blade as well, for a bad situation if it happens. I think training for stressful situations, if you can do that somehow, is a good thing as well. Because when you're in that panic mode, oftentimes you're going to be more of a problem and you're going to be a help. So, think about scenarios. Okay, if I'm driving down the road and you see a van up there and and then this happened to me, Rex, right? Tell you a quick story. We were coming home late at night during Halloween from like a haunted corn maze thing. We're driving along, see this van pass us, and it was kind of swerving. And I was like, drunk drivers, About maybe a mile ahead of us, the van loses control and rolls and flips. Right away, my wife was driving. I was in the passenger seat. I'm like, hey, pull over. We got, so we can help, because we're both first responders. right away, I hit my little OnStar button so my wife could start saying, hey, we got an accident here. I jump out when it was safe to cross the freeway. I get to the van. Sure enough, drunk drivers, they were coming back from a football game, drinking too much. But I was able to render aid. Luckily, I didn't have to cut anybody out. Like they were able to. Well, I don't even think some of them had their seatbelts on. But I was able to render aid. But I did have tools on me that were helpful. I had a flashlight on me that was helpful because it was night. I was able to start strobing my light and trying to get traffic to move over, things like that. So, but start thinking about things like that in your head as you're going about your daily life. Like just like, hey, if I see a car, what if a car runs through that intersection right now and T-bone somebody? What am I going to do? Start thinking about that. Start mentally preparing yourself for those type of situations. So that way, if it does happen, which I hope it doesn't, you might be a little less panicky and a little bit more focused on what you need to do. Again, I'm no expert. It's just a personal opinion. If you've watched this long, I greatly appreciate it. I don't know why. I just felt this urge to want to make this video and get it out there to you guys. And hopefully you stuck around this long. But thanks for watching, guys. Please sound off in the comments. Like, let me know what you think. I'm no expert. I love hearing people's comments. Good or bad. If you're being a troll, be a troll. I'm just not going to respond to you. But I genuinely like hearing people's experiences and like what they think. You might know something about using a folder that I don't, and I could learn from that. And I appreciate that. I like to learn. I'm not above learning. I'm no expert. I'm just a regular guy who does regular stuff with knives, and I just like to share what I can when I can. And I don't know. I'm starting to ramble now, so that means it's time to cut it off. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sharp, and hit subscribe, please. I really appreciate it. And like and share. It helps the channel out. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay sharp. Okay. I'm going to say it one more time. Stay safe, stay sharp.